FM, licensed to New Bern, North Carolina. News, information, community awareness, education. The Mary Perkins-Williams Show.
Good morning, radio audience. I am Mary Perkins-Williams, and I just happen to be a county commissioner for the Pitt County Board of Commissioners. Today, I am offering my prayers to the family that for the young person who was hit by a car and resulted in death. Sorry that it happens, but none of us came here to stay. So to that family, I pray God's mercy on your hurt, because dying as a result of an accident is a tragedy that happens and is sudden. I am Mary Perkins-Williams, and I will be here until the good time call, 11 a.m. I will be doing today gardening, so you might want to get your paper out and your pencils and know that we can get some calls in. At the number to call is 252-756-2008. I love gardening, all kinds of gardenings. I am a result of a farmer. A farming minister. And so gardening grew up in my life as a farm and as a smaller thing called a small garden. The farm can be the whole wide gamut of the land. Today, we're talking about gardening, so get your papers out and your pencils, and I'm going to give you information. Thank you so much for all your energy, all your blessings, all your congratulations that you've done for me. Creating a campaign for an elected office is taxing on the brain, and your physical being and your household is left with dishes in the sink and washing in the laundromat. But today, in gardening, I want you to know that next week starts April Fool Day. And unless something happens, we will be start having the information that relates to the environment. There was a news article on the news station talking about windmills and how this country is blocking windmill and the energy we acquire from windmills. If you go to Edenton, North Carolina, and I think Edenton County is Chowan. I think it is Chowan. But you will find near the water windmills, and that's where Elizabeth City is. You will find windmills are great big things with 3 pillars that draws from the earth energy, for which we may have a commodity called heat and air. This day, we will be talking about the gardens, and I like to say welcome to you who are on social media. You know that this radio station under the call numbers of WECU is a network, awesome radio network. And that means that we are aired in various areas here in Eastern North Carolina. I am so excited to pay tribute to the owner of this station, who's a female. Akila Thickpen is a minority business owner is the minority business owner of Awesome Radio Network. And I am so happy that she pitches her tent right here in Pitt County by way of Bertie. I went across a lot of people who are from Bertie right here in Pitt County. We're welcome to have you. Where are you from, Burford? Washington County. Oh Lord, that's still the same area, but I get them all wrong. But it is north of here. It is north of here, and um, I'm hoping that one day we can finish up this information as it relates to cultural arts. So we are leaving uh, the Black history and the history for right now, and we're going to talk about gardening, which is a part of my culture, and and farming is a part of gardening. So today I'm going to talk about gardening. I have some information. I made me a notebook that says gardening information. And in this notebook, I have all the things that I have collected. A soil sample information guide that I picked up from right here in Pitt County at the Agriculture Center, which is, I think it's 403 Government Circle right here in Pitt County, Greenville, North Carolina. Um, the Agriculture Center also has materials as soon as you walk in the door. There is information as it relates to gardening. Behind that building is a garden. And around the back of it, from the garden, you will also find a flower area garden. So today, I'm going to give you information as it relates to gardening for your better side of you, which is your eyes, the flowers. That's a beauty that you like to have. And then putting something in your mouth called food, and that will keep you, the body, functioning. And that's what I will be talking about today. And I have a paper here that you can get from North Carolina um, um, Agronomic Division, Soil and Water Testing, and the Government Agriculture. I have a planting guide, and in this planting guide, I want to first, before I get to that, I want to first go into gardening in your yard. Um, Not every person or every household have a farm. Some gardens are large, that can be a farm, and some gardens are small, that can be called a raised garden. A raised garden bed can be anywhere from 4 to 8 or 12 or 10 feet, 10 to 12 feet in length, and it can be as wide as, oh, maybe 4 to 8 feet wide. You can get more. The larger your raised garden, the more vegetables, more items you can grow in it. Because some raised garden consider not only vegetables, it also may have flowers. But I wouldn't suggest that you mix your raised garden bed with both flowers and vegetables. You might get something strange. I've never done that before. But I want to say that you should keep them separate. Now, today I will start with, how do you garden when you don't have a farm and you don't have enough land you think can put you can grow vegetables? If you have a single household, and it is all right whether you own it or rent, but if your single household is rented, you should first get the permission from your landlord so that you will not be doing any harm to the land that you're doing. If you just have a small, let's say a multi-complex property where you have to share the physical structure of your household with the family next door, and for instance, a good way for that is Morewood, or in Meadowbrook, Hopkins Park, and other multi-culture housing. If it's all right, at Morewood last summer, I noticed that they decided to have a garden. that's the most healthiest thing that you can have, natural food. And you should step outside this time of the day. The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west right here in Pitt County. What does that have to do with you? It has to do as to where you plant your garden. If your front door faces the east, the the moon rise in the east and the sun rise in the east. If the moon rise and the sun rise, that's the east. So your front door is in the east. That means your back door will be in the west. To your left will be the south, and to your right will be the north. Those things you should know first off. Where is the best place to have your garden? Or you don't have to have a actual space that you dig up all the green. No, you can decide on the side of your house that you can have some vegetables like tomatoes, like bell peppers, such as cabbage, collards, those things that won't spread when they're in the ground. Those things, all you need is a shovel, a hoe, a garden rake, which consists of about 15 little prongs down in the ground, and it's made of metal, solid metal, and a yard rake, which is looks like a fan, sort of like, and it has teeth in it. And I would suggest not the plastic one, but the metal one, because you would want the plastic does rot. It may not go away, but it does break down. So decide where you're going to, and you need to step outside of your house. Now, since you're going to have to get up and go out sometime. So you should know right now where your front is on your house, whether it's in the north, the east, the south, or the west, and where your back door is. What do you want in your front yard? If you own your property, you can decide. You can have vegetables in the front and vegetables in the back, and maybe on the side as well. And you can have a mixture of flowers in some places. A flower such as an iris or a buttercup will spread, but an iris will not. It will spread, but it won't spread as fast as a buttercup. And then you don't want the thrift, which is that little ground cover. You don't want ground covers. But something like an onion can be planted near that kind of spread of a flower. You can plant those together. If I like having the garden in the east, that's because the space that I have selected in my yard is in the east. This is the east side of my house. If you're on social media, regardless of the social media you may use, this is my garden. And you just happen to be looking at the front side of it. You are looking at the side of it as in the eastern part of the garden. And this is the front side of the space, which is the east side of the space of my garden. And the background is the west side of my garden. You see some plants, if you're on social media, you'll see some plants in the background. That plant are collard plants from last year, and they have little yellow buds on it. And I'm growing my own collard seeds, the yellow cabbage collards. And I have this picture that you're looking at right now is the picture that I took, and it is on the sitting at the northern end of my whole entire spot that I have for gardening. This plant is blueberry. They are two blueberry plants. One is taller than the other, but they are blueberries on these plants, and you see the little indication that I will have plenty of blueberries on this plant this year. That's the first sign. Now, there on the other side, in the background of this, you will see the west side. That west side, this is the north side of the garden right here if you're on social media. And in the background, where the blueberry plant was, is the church, New Mercies. New Mercies, my garden adjoins the yard of New Mercies. That brick building in the back is New Mercies. Now, this is a good shot here. Those black pots that's on the northern end is next to the fence. I drug my big pots because that's where I had cabbage, I had collards, and I had one collard plant in a big pot. These pots are about big as a tin tub. Let's say about 4 inches in diameter. And they are about 15 inches tall, which is sort of, I can get quite a bit of cubic feet, maybe about one whole 2 cubic foot bag of soil in that pot. And there are others that you can have maybe a foot and a half of a pot, which stands a little taller. And you can grow in these black pots. Your soil come from any place where you buy soil, or you do like I did. I just used the natural soil from my land. Now, this you are looking at to your right, if you're on social media, is the collard plant. And that collard plant has yellow flowers on it. Those flowers indicate that I will have that many pods of seeds, and they are tiny seeds, about as big as a electric cord. If you have a plug on your computer, it's about that pod grow about that big, and you can get a lot of seeds from it. So I'm being stingy. I'm growing my own seeds this time, and I'm gonna get these seeds after I see the pods come where the flowers are, and I will pull those and lay them aside so that the pods, that's gonna be a lot of seeds, y'all, by the way. The pods will have anywhere, depending on the length of the pod that they're in, and they grow sort of like string beans. This tool that you see is the equipment that I use to turn my soil up in. I've had this for a while because I was going to take a picture of it. I did get an old cloth. I don't throw away my old sheets or the towels that I find along the road, or the towels that someone leave in my space at the pond, because I am putting together an area of play and entertainment along over the road. This is my tool. It's called a tiller. And this tiller, if you look at the bottom by the dirt, that's what turns the soil. You start it up, you pull it. It starts like any hand-operated machinery. Tiller, you can have a small aerator. You can have a hoe. You can have a chainsaw. All those things are hand operated. Now, this is a gas tiller. Some of them are operated by battery, and that's a bigger battery, and it goes into the handle, and you can use that as your tiller. Now, make a decision as to how much space you want to use start out small. If you're going to have a garden, start out small. Why I'm bringing it up now? Because my father taught me that planting around Easter time is the best time to plant. There was an old saying, if you know about it. Already we're into breaking. We got to take a break, and I'm going to take a break and give you
Awesome Radio Network is gearing up for our annual Mother's Day and Father's Day gift bag giving for the residents at McGregor Downs Health Center. $10 will sponsor one bag. If you would like to donate towards this community event, contact us 252-756-3137, and together we can show the love of Jesus, encourage and brighten the hearts of the residents during their stay at the McGregor Downs Health Center, Greenville. Donor's name, organization can be attached to the cards if desired. To learn more about this annual community event, contact us at 252-756-3137. That's 252-756-3137. We are a 501c3 organization under Community Care Fellowship, doing business as Awesome Radio Network, where God gets the glory.
I'm Dr. Kyle Harner from Carolina Arthritis Center. Living with arthritis or joint pain doesn't have to limit your life. At Carolina Arthritis Center in Greenville, we're Eastern North Carolina's only private, single-specialty rheumatology clinic dedicated exclusively to your joint health. Our experienced team offers comprehensive care all under one roof, from consultations and joint injections to on-site laboratory, x-ray, bone density testing, and our specialized infusion suite. No more running around to multiple locations for your arthritis evaluation. When you need expert rheumatology care, choose the specialist who focus solely on conditions like yours every single day. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your mobility and comfort are our main priority. Call 252-321-8474 or visit carolina-arthritis.com to schedule your consultation today. Again, that number is 252-321-8474. Carolina Arthritis Center,
where your journey to health begins.
Awesome Radio.
Hello, my name is Tracy, and you're listening to Awesome Radio. Thank you.
Awesome Radio. Yes, awesome.
News, information, community awareness, education. The Mary Perkins-Williams Show.
Welcome back. I'm Mary Perkins-Williams, and what you on the calendar, this is the time to plant. So you should get your garden torn up. Now you can get ready. Turnip, tomatoes, squash, beans, a whole tossed salad. This is the time that you can plant for that. So you can tear your garden up, get ready for it. Now what you're seeing, if you're on Facebook or any other social media provided by this station, is a shot of my garden. To the left side, if you're facing your computer or your telephone, the left side is not torn up. On the right side or on the east side, you see the pots in the back. That's the north side. To the right, that's what my soil looked like. It's black sand. You go out there, you have to have on real old shoes and dirty and clothes that you don't care about. The pots are in the back. The right, I have torn that up. In the middle, I have not torn it up. That is a place where I did tear it up last week. The gray looking is the place that I turned it over, tilled it. And I let it stay there to dry so that the weeds and the grass can dry. I will go back and rake where that gray is. Now, my lines are, my row's going to be about 50 feet or more. I'm not good with that, so you have to put your one foot in front of the other and count that as a yard, and then, that'll give you some idea. But I will go back and till it again, and then I have decided in planting my garden this year, my rows last year ran from east to west. North to south last year. This year, they're going to run from east to west. That's a turn, meaning that I'll be using my natural soil, and it won't be the same. Now, what you see here, those lines is freshly cultivated, tilled. And in the background, I till them last week. This is, they're going east and west. I had done my west side last week, and I'm doing the east side this week. Your crop should come off in stages anyway. So I'm going crossways from east to west and west to south, and I'm going across the ground there. I started that yesterday, going on the cross where I'd already tilled, so that I'm sure to get the weeds and grass out that I don't want in my garden. In the back part of it is the part that I didn't get a chance to till it yesterday. So we're talking about gardening at home. Now, these plants, I have a guide. You can go to the Ag Center. Pitt County Agriculture Center is located 403 Government Circle, I believe. 403 Government Circle. It's north, in the north area. If you are used to the social service, health department, and the community center, all those are at Government Circle. So you can get, a surprise. If you go in the Ag Center, they have little pouches. The community garden at Alice King Park has placed little pouches of vegetables, seeds that's ready for this year, like mustard, squash, and all those things that you can pick up or plant now when you finish. My father always said, plant on Easter, Good Friday. Good Friday is an excellent time to plant, so that when you plant it, it will come up quicker, he says, because it's on a Christian thing that he did. You know, my father was a minister. So you plant on Good Friday. Didn't take the Lord but 3 days to go down and do his work and come back up with all the power in his hand. That's what the sermon always said. And so if you plant on Good Friday, your garden will come up sooner than before. That's an old proverb that people used back in the day when you could not read and write. But you can pick up at Agriculture Center a sheet as to when you can sow things and what you can sow. And the surprise are seeds, various seeds that you can plant right now. String beans, peas, all of that is on the when you can plant. Now, if you go to a place like it's a garden center, you may be able to get a garden center a vegetable planting guide. And that vegetable planting guide has a list of all the things when you can plant them. It tells you, let me see what it says. The vegetable seeds are plant and the amount it takes for a 100-foot row, recommended varieties, planting times, if you're in the coastal plain area and Piedmont, wherever you are, the depth, how deep you should plant them, the distance apart you should plant your seeds, the distance between your row is important because you want to be able to walk down the row without stepping on your plant. And then the best soil you need and the pH value that you need. I think my soil is great. If you notice, it was black. That is a very good pH value. And the days, how long it take those seeds to come up, so you'll know when you plant it. So you can keep a little tablet as to when you plant certain things. These are my blueberry bushes. The church is in the back, and I'm going to have a lot of blueberries. And so I like my blueberries fresh, off of the bush, washed, and eaten. Or if you know that you have not sprayed it, you can spray it with one of those spray bottles and rinse them off, pick them, eat them. That's what I like, natural. You don't want to eat a blueberry straight from the bush because you may have an insect on it, and you don't need other problem. So you need to wash it before you pick it or after you pick it. And spraying it is a good way to do it because blueberries are going to turn dark. They will turn blue, dark blue. They almost black, they so blue. So this is a good time to get your garden ready. You should plant your garden the way you want to pick it. And you should stagger it. If you're going to have string beans, then you should stagger your string beans. Some string beans are bush, and some string beans grow on a vine. So you should be careful about what you buy. When you go to buy it, look for the right thing. Now my telephone is ringing, and I thought I got it in my pocketbook. But anyway, I'm going to keep on talking. So if you're on social media, you can determine when you want to do certain things. I'm going to go back, rake this part that I have tilled. Yes, first will be the one from in the due west, and then I would dash the one that gray, light gray. I will be raking that up, and I will go back and till it. But I wanted you to be able to see some of the land that's tilled, and the gray has been out there at least 5 days. And I did the darkest soil yesterday afternoon before dark. And I did it so that I could be able to talk about it today. Now, there are a lot of things you can do. Once you till your soil, you can go on and rake that grass out on top that you and weeds. You can break that out, pile it up in a pile, so you can go back and pick it up in a trash bag so that it won't go back in your weeds, and unwanted growth is something you don't want in going back in your grass, because you're going to have to go back and pull the weeds out, chop it with a hoe, and that's work. So I like working. Last year I bought 2 rows of roofing sheet. There are garden sheets that you can put, garden rolls of paper that you can get from any place like Walmart, any place that sell plants and stuff. And I went to the Lowe's and bought me 2 rows of roofing tarp, which is a roll of something like a roll of paper, but it's thick. The sun is what make grass grow and weeds grow. So I knew I didn't have time to do it because I had started on the park last year, and that meant I had to cut, chainsaw, and dig and do a lot of things. But this year, the park is ready for smoothing out, and this is what I'm doing to the park now, is smoothing it out. Now, all the waves I get, fine, thank you. I'm going to have some soil board in, and then we're going to smooth it out, and we'll be ready to start determining. We have a plan as to where we're going to put. We will
The
have
Real Treasure
vegetables
Worship
in our
Event
park.
Center, a
We will
sacred,
have
peaceful
vegetables in
space
our park.
designed for prayer, worship, and meaningful gatherings. More than just a venue, the Real Treasure is a living room to the city, a place to gather, rest, connect, and encounter God. Located at 410A Evans Street, downtown Greenville, please contact us at 252-412-3169 to set up an event.
Health Pro is a licensed home care organization and a trusted provider of in-home care services with skilled nursing and personal care services. When your elderly parents live alone, there are many things that can be done to make general housekeeping and personal care easier. We are located at 408 West Arlington Boulevard, Suite 101C, Greenville. At Health Pro, our services provide a relief for the aging and the disabled population who prefer to recover in the comfort of their homes. Our services expand beyond the normal, and we are currently serving 17 counties in eastern North Carolina. Veteran personal care services, companion care, sitter care, respite care, private pay home care, pediatric adolescent personal care services are just a few of the many services we offer. Health Pro, a local, trusted, leading provider of in-home care services. 252-364-8114. That's 252-364-8114.
Thank you for listening to the Awesome Radio Network from whatever means you're listening. We're on the call sign of WECU 1570 AM and 107.5 FM, Greenville, Winterville, the Pitt County area, and parts of Kinston. On WNOS at 1450 AM and 102.3 FM, New Bern, Bayboro, Havelock, Pollocksville. On WBISLP 106.9 FM, our Hispanic Christian radio. On WYLT 100.3 FM, Rocky Mount, Nash, Edgecombe County. Don't forget, we are worldwide and global at awesomeradionetwork.org. Do you have something to say? a message for the masses? Reach us at 252-756-3137. That's 252-756-3137. We are Awesome Radio Network, where God gets the glory. News, information, community awareness, education. The Mary Perkins-Williams Show.
Welcome back. Thank you. The number to call if you need to have a question, 252-756-2008. We're talking about preparing your land, making your plan for your garden or your plan for how you're going to grow some vegetables. I would think that this coming year, everyone is going to need some way to extend their budget, and this is a good way to do it. Plant you something that you can eat that you don't have to buy. Tomatoes, onions, greens, and all kinds of vegetables. The more you grow, the less you will have to buy, because I don't think things are going to go down any more than it is. I want you to know that Sycamore Hill will be having a Women History Month on Saturday at 11 o'clock, I believe. I'm not looking at my calendar, but I want to say that the women will be honored and recognized and introduced at Sycamore Hill. Also, Pitt County Schools will hold its listening tour session for Aiden Griffin High School, and D.H. Conley High School at 6 p.m. Tuesday of next week, the last day in the month of March, Tuesday, at the Community Center at Alice King Park. And Alice King Park is located at 4561 County Home Road, right here in Greenville, Winterville. 4561 County Home Road. They're listening to her. The schools must expand. They are out of space. So that's a good one to go to. And Easter in the Park. Pitt County Cultural Arts Recreation will host Easter in the Park from 3 to 5 p.m. on March the 28th at Alice King District Park, 4561 County Home Road. Free event will feature egg hunts for children 7 and under at 3:30 p.m. to 8 o'clock from 3:30 p.m. and at 8 it will be 4 to dark, I guess. That would be, it was a little mixed up there for me. As well as food trucks, face painting, games, and more. That's at Pitt County Cultural Arts and Recreation Center at Alice King Park area. You know it, the senior citizen out there and everything else for you to have. Even the community garden is there. There are a lot of things going on. Summer is coming up. The Holy Ghost, Holy Cross, Holy Apostles Greek Orthodox Church will host a second annual Greenville Greek Festival from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. April the 17th. So you got time for that. We're going to get back to the garden. This is the second part of this show, and we'll be stopping at 11 o'clock. You know where you're going to plant your garden. You know what you want, what you like. Do you like tomatoes? Oh, that's a great thing to have. My tomatoes will last right up to December. It did last year. My tomatoes lasted until December, as well as the okra, and there was some cucumbers too. Didn't have a lot of that, but I had okra going on the yang, whatever the yang is. But the ground is good. The ground is ready, and we will have spring coming in. That means you won't have to water because the good Lord going to send some rain to you in the springtime. We'll have a lot of water. So we want you to think about that when you are planting your garden. Get your seeds at the Agriculture Center and get information as to how to grow. And you can also have your soil tested at the Agriculture Center, 403 government circle right here in Pitt County. All this information is right there. As soon as you walk in the door, in the vestibule, you will find materials to read. You will find C's, and someone may just come out to find out. Just knock on the door to your right. When you walk in the door, it's to your right. That's the Agriculture Extension Agency right here in Pitt County. The garden, what I'm going to plant. I've already got my seeds. Mustard, turnip, purple top turnips was my mother's favorite. So if you're buying the seeds, now the time to put them out, because from April to this suggestion mark, so you get to plant your purple top seeds, turnip seeds, is from February 1st through April the 15th. So by April the 15th, you should have that out. If you have one of these guys for planting your vegetables, it will tell you the last day that you should stop planting and be ready to clean it, keep it clean, and let it grow. Grass is not good for your vegetables if you want to eat vegetables, because the grass will suck all the minerals and the nutrients out of the soil that you are planting in. You can have a potted plant garden, or you can have a raised bed. That's where you put boards down, sheetrock, or either roofing paper, and then frame it in with 2x8s. And you can have two of them. You have 8 and 8. That's 16 feet. If you have a board like that, and you can raise it. You can use pallets as a source of raising your garden. Stack about 4 of them together, and then put an old piece of you can put down roofing paper at the bottom so that your soil won't go down through the tops. Anything that can close it up, or a raggedy, a tossed linoleum. Some people take up the linoleum, get rid of it, use it as a base for your raised bed. I'm telling you, these little country things that country folks do, like my folks did, that didn't have the money to do. So if they was going to get rid of the linoleum on the floor, they would roll it up, and then they could put it on the raised bed, and they didn't have to bend down to pick their vegetables. Now, you got to get permission if you rent. You have to get permission if you're renting. Then you can go to any gardening place and buy soil, any place that has it, and you can buy your soil. Or you can find a place in your yard to till up some, but don't dig a hole. Just shave it across the top after you get the soil. Shave it across the top. Take out your grass and your weeds. You're not eating that. So you are ready to plant your stuff. Decide what direction your plants are going to grow in, if you're going to put them in a grow. If you are going to use pots, that's great. Get you some old roofing paper, roll it out, or that old linoleum that you're going to throw out. Sit your pots on top of that. That means that the weeds and the grass can't come through, because the sun is what makes the grass grow. The sun and the rain makes the grass grow. So those are things that you can do. And if you paint those boards after you get them, and then it'll look nice in your yard. It won't be an ugly sore to the eyes of your neighbor as well as yourself. And it will be a neat little, pretty little place to have vegetables. And you may have some flowers in the background if they grow real tall, like my tiger lilies. Tiger lilies grow real tall. And some other thing. You can put it upside the house. And okra that grow tall, they grow tall and grow into frost. So there are a lot of things you can do. Give yourself something good, and that's food that you don't have to buy, and then you will know what you're eating. That's what I always tell I said, Mama, what's that? I said, you need to learn what it is, because that's something you can eat right there, and don't pull it up. So you need to teach your grandchildren. The seniors, you don't have anything to do. You're retired. You have somebody paying your bill because Social Security is coming in. You know what you should do? You should have a little garden. Keep yourself busy. That'll keep your mind straight, and then you can enjoy your children. Let them know that a carrot does not come out of the grocery store. It first comes out of a garden. Let them know the same thing about the lettuce, because you can plant lettuce now. They like the cool weather. Spring and fall is lettuce and any vegetables that's leafy. That is a good thing to do. And don't talk about cabbage. Once you cut a cabbage, that cabbage, if you leave that stalk there, will grow some small cabbage that look like a Brussels sprout. And those are really small cabbages. And you can have those as a dish one day. They get big enough, cut them off, and you can wash them. I mean, that's good. Put you some fried meat in there. Oh, my goodness, what some good eating that is. Country eating, that's life. That's life for me. Now, you're going to have a garden. You are going to have a garden, seniors. You're going to have a garden. Get you some old pots. You can get some old pots from anywhere where people don't want them. Your neighbors. The flower dead and they don't want to dig in it. Borrow it. Get that pot. And you can put that pot in a place and then mix the soil up with some, how to plant it. It will tell you how to plant your seed. The planting place, gardening places, will give you a vegetable planting guide. Not only will it tell you about vegetables, it will also tell you about seeds. Live viewer comments up on StreamYard. There it is. Click on comment to the show and you'll be able to see it on the screen. Now, I like taking old things and putting them to good use. If you know that hole is in your linoleum and you're going to take it up, because if you don't, you're going to make the linoleum that you put down on it new get rough and create that same hole. So you don't want that. Take that linoleum out and clean that floor, and then put your cushion down that you're going to put down, and then put your new linoleum down. And take the old one outside and create you a spot that won't have to you chopping in the sun, because you should chop early morning, clean your vegetables early morning in your garden and late at night. And that way, I only have one prescription that my doctor said I need to take for the rest of my life, and that's amlodipine, which is a high blood pressure medicine. And I take 5 milligrams. So I'm just on the cusp of getting high blood. So, as busy as I am, forget to take it sometime. And because it's 5 milligrams, it's just fine. Just don't double up, he says. And I promised my doctor that since I pay him, I will follow his instructions. But there was a time that I was paying him, and I told him, I ain't gonna take something for the rest of my life. I found out differently. I had to go back within 4 days. So I said, well, I guess I better put my money to good use. And so that's why they are in school longer than we are. We don't go to school for 4 years. They're in their 6 and 8, you name it, depending on what they want to do. We are talking about gardening. This is a way that you can save money. This is a way you can expand on the money that you have. Gas now is jumping up 10 cents almost every minute, and I'm stretching the truth a little bit. But the gas is gone. The gas is up from $2 to $3 plus. So we got to find ways to save our budget, and this is a good way. Cabbage plants will only grow without it grows just in one spot, so you can get 5 or 6 plants and put them out different times, and that way all the cabbage won't get ripe, get ready. When the head get hard, then that's a good time to cut it off. Cut it right at the base of the cabbage leaves, and then you can have a cabbage, and then you have leaves growing. Don't do it every time. Space your cabbage intake, and that way you can have leaves one time, and as you pick them, and you have little sprouts the next time. As you pick them, you have another cabbage the next time. So you you plant your garden as to how you can eat it. String beans will run all over the place. I use an old clothesline and put a chicken fence up, and I roll it out, put it in, and that's where I plant my vine crop, tomatoes, running string beans, specked beans. Specked bean only grows on vines. There are other things that you can grow on a vine. not a carrot. Carrot is a potting. That's a good pot. What you can plant in a pot? A collard. It will spread big, so you need to keep it 22 feet. That's 24 inches apart, and your collard will get big leaves. One cabbage to a pot. Those pots out there, I tried more than one. It doesn't work. So just put one in the center. Good soil. Your mixture. The agriculture center will do your test of your soil for you. Pitt County has great talents. Now, I want to share this with you before I go off the air. The next time I come on next week, God's willing, He's willing to keep me here next week. It will be April the 1st, April Fool Day. Wednesday is April Fool Day. I'm not going to April Fool you, but I will have some professionals here who knows about the environment. You need to know about the environment. I'm always saying, pick up the trash in front of your house, and then it won't make an ugly sight that you have to look at across the street in your neighbor's house. So we're going to be good neighbors by keeping our trash where it belongs in a trash compost or to the landfill or in a trash barrel. If you're in the city, you can put the barrel out, and they will take it and put it where it needs to be, and you roll your barrel back around the house. In the country, you keep it in a bag till you go to the land site, this convenience site, the one on County Home Road, there's one on Briley Road, there's one on Highway 43, and other places. So you can take your unwanted, not wanted toss-aways to the convenience site. And I'm going to read you the list of the convenience sites, and the next time I'll have a list for those. And we will keep our place looking good. We are getting an influx of new residents. They are moving in this area. Pitt County is the heart of the east of 95. It is the heart. And we want to be the loving, welcoming resident for all of our new residents that coming from wherever they come to live in Pitt County. We need some more housing, because I tell you, when the people stand in the middle of the street asking, you feel sorry. But now with the gas that's high, we need to start planning how we can save money, and gardening is the best way. Cherry tomatoes, oh man, they come out and they grow. You can get the red cherry tomato. You can read your labels before you bring them home. They are red, they are orange, they are yellow, and they are black. The black one is black. It grows bigger, and then when it starts to turn, it looks orange where the limb is that it's going to grow on, and then it turns red as it become ripe. That's cherry tomatoes. So there are 5 species of cherry tomatoes. I mean, when you go to these stores, some of them may, I don't know about that, but you can get them in the 4 little pot, and you can get them in the 6 little pots, and you can get them in 12 little pots. These are little plastic things that they grow in. So you may want to get one of those 4, since you're having a small space, depending on your space. I get 6 most of the time when I'm buying my stuff. Well, it's one minute and 1 minute, and I have yet to put anything in the ground. But I tell you what, next week we're going to move on to the environment, because we are having strange weather. What is the environment? It has to do with weather, has to do with rain, it has to do with you. I guess most men say that the women are a piece of weather by themselves, because their mind can change anytime. We don't care what they say, just as long as they love us. So here we are, 30 seconds. I've enjoyed telling you about my gardening skills. You know what to do. If you don't have a tiller, get you a shovel, and you can let that shovel serve as a tiller. Go down where the shovels will stop, turn it over. Shake that dirt out of that clog and the next. You can do what you decide you want to do, and life can be better, and you can be a better person.
Awesome Radio.